Hello, I'm Catherine Bird, and I wanted to drop in and bring a transmission and message to you from my guides and to tap into kind of the collective and what's going on right now. We know that there is a lot going on right now. We can't really avoid that knowingness. And some of you have been reaching out to seek more support and clarity. I have been leading some support calls and some group calls and group practices. So if you are interested in those, please drop a comment or reach out to me. Many of you arise with a heavy heart, troubled mind, an anxious system, one that is seeking to understand the current situation in a greater context and to be able to handle the energies that you are feeling in yourself and in the collective. It is, first of all, absolutely fine that you are having whatever experience that you are having. And know that anything that you are feeling, anything that is emerging from within you, is a portion of self that is coming up for review, to be seen, to be felt, to be heard, to be listened to be loved more fully, and to be allowed inside of your awareness for your greater healing, your raising of your own consciousness. You as a collective of humanity are going through an incredible process of transmutation and transformation and change, of purification and releasing old structures, old entities, old beliefs, and old codes from your systems. As this is occurring, there is, of course, the destabilization of what has been. And there is within this confusion, frustration, and also pain. And as people are going through their own individual processes, their own individual questioning of themselves, their own individual healing processes within themselves, and then as a collective going through a larger process for humanity. It is important and vital that you pull yourself out of the experience from time to time to take deep personal time for yourself to sit in awareness, in contemplation of the higher wisdom and intelligence behind the current situations, that you see things from a larger further point of view, so that you can look upon them from a higher perspective, so that you are able to see that okay. It's just that there's it's like, imagine that you are, the image is one of the kind of the hermit, the master, the meditator in a cave on the mountain. And when he's in the cave on the mountain, it looks like he's alone. He very much is alone there in the mountain. And then But what he's tapping into and what he is bringing his awareness into, he's actually seeing this larger picture. Like he's looking down on everything from the top of the mountain and is able to see the villages not from the perspective of what it looks like is like sitting in the pigsty. Like you could have the perspective of sitting in the pigsty, or you could have the perspective of sitting on the mountain. And there's nothing wrong with sitting in the pigsty and being very okay with the mud and the smell and the sounds and the cacophony of it all. But there's also the need to do both. There's the need to have both perspectives and to welcome in this higher meditative wisdom perspective. The reason that we need that is, so the reason that you need this perspective is to draw you out of your own individual suffering and pain, to allow you to see the higher awareness of your global community going through a great and grand process. And you will be able to witness it in a way to remember yourself as you have been going through your healing processes, as you have been confronting your old wounds, your beliefs, the traumas that you have been through, the structures of your ego that have been formed, that you have been sitting with and pulling apart and loving and healing and finding wholeness within. Many of you have had a very challenging time in your life, have experienced a great deal of pain, of troubling experiences, of mystical awarenesses that you have not maybe had full context for. But you are starting to have even greater context for all of these experiences. So it is very helpful for you to look back at yourself, to acknowledge the deep work that you have done, to acknowledge all that you have gone through, all of the transformation, all of the change, all of the healing, all of the awareness, all of the cultivation, and to also remember all of the tools that you have been using along this way. So it can be very helpful for you to write these down, to make even a timeline of different experiences that you have had, different changes and transformations as you have gone through your own darkness, as you have gone through your own periods of tearing yourself apart and restructuring yourself, finding yourself in a completely new place, that this has been important for you as an individual, but important for you as a part of the service mechanism for the process that is happening now. Yeah. Yeah, that's the word, service mechanism. So, yes, and it's like, well, yes, it sounds a little bit cold. It sounds a little like mechanical service mechanism, but it's interesting to think about, right? The service mechanism that we are as part of this this collective process. Okay, so. So as we are in this moment, going through this process on Earth, there are many who are shedding, who are realizing, who are finding this as a way of awakening. There are others who are carrying density, who will, just as your beliefs, just as your old ways of being have been shed from you will be shed from the collective. This can be a troubling phenomenon and part of this process. And in this, you are witness to just the same as in those moments of your own darkest darkness, in those moments of your own greatest pain, in those moments of wondering if you would ever feel whole or connected or aware of spirit. In those moments, this is, for the collective, one of those moments, a part of the process of awakening you have been going through as an individual, and now you are going through into a deeper layer and level as a collective. There are many things that you are aware of that are not in alignment, as it is said, around the way that you are communicating with each other, supporting each other, being in awareness of each other, of rising into a higher consciousness with each other. Many ways that you are not living in a fully compassionate heart space with each other, being in collaboration with your environment, and you are aware that this is a unsustainable and way of being, and that it is not to be continued in this way, as it is not in alignment with the awakening process that is occurring. This process that we're in, you must also have that higher vision and awareness that this is quite a lengthy experience that you're going through. It is not, as some have said, that it will happen overnight, or that it will occur and one day this and the other day that. This is just the same as your healing process. There were times when you would have a radical shift, and those radical shifts are possible, but they are also built upon smaller shifts and changes and taking upon responsibility. You will be aware that as you have gone along your path, you have consistently stepped up your responsibility, your care of your physical body, your care of your mental health and well-being, what you are surrounding yourself with, what you are saying from your mouth, what you are contributing to the world, how you are seeing yourself, how you are loving yourself, how you are loving others. All of these changes must occur within the collective for the process to go through to its fruition of a higher realm of consciousness for the majority of the people on the planet. And as this is in the place where it is, the moment can feel as though one is in the midst of great sickness, much as you are seeing here. That much has to be removed and taken away, to be as though you were in a state of being poisoned, and you had to work to remove the poison from your system in order that you would come back to a greater sense of balance and well-being and vitality. You will think, when you have maybe had food that was not good for you and you felt poisoned, or if you are working in the realm of with plants that you become sick when you work with them, that there is the experience of being in the moment of it happening. And often you will have the higher awareness of this is a horrible experience and I do not like it very much. And also the awareness of this is a very important part of the process of me getting well. That if I do not remove what is no longer needed inside of me, what is hurting me, what is poisoning me, and this is for anger, fear, frustration, rage, greedy desire, and all of the aspects of humanity that are hurting itself and hurting the environment and hurting connection, collaboration and creation together, so that you will be able to come to a higher understanding of your place in the universe and your connection to spirit and to others. You are in this moment of the awareness that as you are being ill, you are being healed. This is very important. And for those that have not been through this process, they are not aware of both of these things happening simultaneously, which is where the fear comes from. And this is why you have been doing the training that you have been doing through your own system, through your own body, through your own experiences, your own being born into this planet with specific traumas and the specific issues that you have had to deal with, that you have had to confront yourself. You have had to be in the pain and wonder of the feeling of illness and dis-ease as you processed your own poison. And that awareness is a healing tool for you to use in the world for others, to help them to find that level of consciousness, of being able to understand the larger perspective and picture of what is occurring. And within this, you have been gaining many tools, many practices, many ways of being, many ways that you care for yourself, and many ways that you have changed your patterns and your habits and the things that you do on a daily basis. These things will also be of high service to others. Many of you have refused. Yeah, it's okay. It's refused. All right. It's refused. You refused. Many of you have refused to live into the position of leader or teacher or helper or whatever this is to you, this next role of who you are, to share what you have been learning, to share what you have discovered in your path, to share the things that have supported you the most. And many of you, in your refusal, are holding and containing energy that you do not need to be holding and containing. The more that you allow yourself to be of support of others, to risk being seen, to risk being witnessed, to risk taking on the responsibility that you have already agreed to, then you will see that there is a greater opening everywhere. There's a greater opening in your life, and there is a greater opening for others. And there is that awareness of the higher perspective which comes in the way that you are here to be a part of the surface mechanism. So the encouragement in this statement is to simply look at yourself first and foremost, to look at what you have gone through, what you have discovered, what you have worked through, what you have healed, what you have known, what you have learned in all of the different ways that you have, and to start to translate that even more so into the way that you are presenting into the world, to actualize into the world in a way that can be of even higher service, so that you may share the path that you have been on, so that others may understand this process and this path that they are now on. Many will awaken now. Many will see new way. Many will become aware. And also many will fall. Many will crumble into despair. Many will lose all hope and all connection. And even in the midst of that, it is up to you to shine the light that you are, to be that beacon of light that you are, to share, to offer, to be as you are in the way that you uniquely are, and to give yourself the opportunity and the chance to be a greater part of this process by helping more people and by standing in the truth of who you are and claiming who you are and what you stand for and what you see and what is the possibility, to hold the higher vision, to hold the higher awareness, to hold the higher consciousness that is coming through, to hold that frequency with every atom of your being, to be that and to be that in the world. And this is the opportunity that is occurring in this moment. Will you possibly have fear or doubt or shame or all of these other things that hold you back and have held you back? Yes, you probably will. The answer to those is do it anyway. Do the thing that you came here to do and do it anyway. There is a great need for each and every one of you who have been on the path for some time now, or even if you feel, I am so new to the path, what do I know? You are still on a wave, as though you were the drops of water that were in the forward momentum of the wave, and you had so much more information about the shore than the drops of water behind. And by being in that same stream of water, you are able to help those that are behind to understand what is to come and to understand the process that the wave is going through, to understand that the crashing of the wave is not the end of the water, and to understand that even in the destructiveness of the process of the crashing of the wave and the rocks being tumbled, that you are still who you are, and that you are still together in this entire process, all as the ocean. Okay. Just anything else there? Okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of being told that, so to recap, I'm being told to recap for you. Okay. Look at yourself, look at your life, look at your processes, look at what you've been through, look at the tools and strategies you've learned, start to share more, do more, be more out there in the world, and let yourself be seen, let yourself be witnessed. And I'll just say, no matter where you're at right now, what you're feeling, if you're feeling confused, if you're feeling pain, whatever it is, it's okay. And that even if you're unsure what you're supposed to be doing right now, even if you're like, well, I'm not sure what that transition meant, but even if you're unsure, that's okay too. And to give yourself some time and some space to just sit with, like, what would be your highest vision of what could possibly come out of all of this? What would be the most beautiful, magical, incredible action that could occur on this planet, that could emerge through all of this? And to hold that as your aim, as your intention, as your creation. And then to sit with, what is my piece of that, and what is my part of that, and what is my little contribution to that. And that might be that you are teaching, or you are doing healing work, or you are writing a book, or you are making videos, or it might be that you are in your community on the ground helping people, that you're finding out people in need right now and you're helping to find them resources and support them, or you're helping people out in the world when you're at the grocery store, or you're reaching your energy out to do what you can right now. And when you're full, and when you need your own space, you need your own time, you need your own attention, your own energy, your own coming back to yourself, to allow yourself to have that. It's okay to be alone and quiet and in meditation and prayer right now. And it's also okay to be in service, and to really feel into where you need to be right this minute, and wherever that is, not to let your mind come in of what you should be doing or how it should look, but really to let this emerge organically within you, from that intention and aim, from that higher awareness of what's possible, and to let yourself tune into that, tap into that, and do that. I'm wishing you and blessing 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 you. I am so grateful that you exist on this planet. I'm so grateful to do this work with you. I'm so grateful that we are here to support this awakening. And I am here for you. If you have any comments, please leave them. And I will be reaching out to you soon in some sort of way. If you feel that this is a support to you, feel free to share it on social media with your friends. And again, just wishing you many blessings and much love to you and your family, your friends, your community. And we're all going to get through this in some way or another. We're all in this together. Open your heart, be compassionate, be forgiving, be present, and much love.